stats. Up first, we've got Consus, that 89% win rate, and he takes his time. 41-second average guess time. Interesting, especially compared to some of our other players. But 75% precision, looks like it pays off.
Yep. And again, Consus, I think, would consider himself still more of a no-move player than a moving player, but I think even so, I think his comparative advantage against a lot of the players in this league is still in moving. So he definitely takes his time in those moving rounds. He knows how to use information. He's still a very strong moving player. So it makes sense that he takes his time on some of the rounds.
Taking a look at Riczz as well. 42% win rate. He's not exactly in the position he wants to be in right now. 32-second average guess time, but still a pretty high precision rate, 61%. That's up there for sure. That's 52 guesses at above 4,500 points. Impressive stuff. I think that we should see a very good match here. I think it should be pretty close. We get to see the stats up against each other. Consus looking very impressive. A tough opponent to face. We'll take a look at where they stand right now. Consus in 6th and Riczz is in 34th. That's a massive difference there.
Yeah, Riczz definitely feeling a little bit more pressure, most likely, in this match than Consus is. Even if the players, of course, this is still week 4 out of 21, but even so, the players, again, they're feeling the pressure the entire time, and even if you don't qualify for the top 12 in those immediate World Cup bids, you're still trying to at least make it to the regional championship or your region, which means you have to be top 60%, which again, Riczz is probably kind of on the bubble right now, so he definitely feels like he needs to pick up some games here.
Definitely, we get our players into their moving game. Round 1, some signs right there for Consus should be quite helpful. He sees Kronstadt.
Knows. Nice. Yeah, that's impressive. That's not a super big town, but looks like he might have just known it off the top of his head. Very good knowledge there from Consus. Riczz, he's got the intersection right in front of him, but he hasn't moved to it yet. Looks like he's not going to have time. He's going to have to just put a guess down.
Puts it down near Johannesburg. Consus is probably going to be really close. He is, but the distance isn't too big, and no multis, just 361 damage down to Riczz.
One really interesting thing in that round is that the second sign was that the city name was different on Consus' screen than Riczz, because Consus had Gen 4 coverage and they had changed the town name to a more indigenous town name, whereas Riczz had the Gen 2 and it was like the old sort of English town name, which is kind of cool.
That is
see a lot of that in South Africa these days. It's interesting. It can become sort of bait information because you see like a city name that's like maybe the old name, but then the map shows the new name, and it's like you can't tell that it's the same city. South Africa has done a lot of renaming of their cities in recent years.
Good to know. Love to learn from Jake. The breadth of knowledge. We love it.
Anyway, Philippines on this one. I don't know if either player has info. I don't know if Consus is looking at something or if he just... His guess is really specific, so I wonder if he did find something. I didn't see any signs, but he looks like he did. Yep.
Wow, what an impressive guess from Consus. That's 2,000 damage to Riczz. What did he see? What did he know?
I'm not sure. It might have been one of the electrical boxes and the poles that gave an abbreviation, or maybe he just did see a sign and I didn't see it. But either way, awesome guess from Consus. He's showing his prowess as a moving player here.
We see Consus saw a little GO on that sign there, which should mean Goiás for Brazil.
Yep.
Going to be very
Honestly,
helpful.
I'm a little surprised he isn't just guessing now. So I wonder, because it's not like that sign was super easy to see, so it would be very easy for Riczz to miss that and get the wrong state, but Consus looks like he's maybe looking for the specific road number here.
Yeah, it seems like he's trying to find more information. Riczz did actually go by the sign and didn't zoom in on it, so it seems he missed the info. We'll see if he can still make a good guess here, get the state or not.
It's possible he just saw it from afar, but I'm not sure. I can't say. So Consus will know that it's Goiás for sure. I'm not sure if Riczz will or not.
Only 3 seconds. Neither player's made a guess. Consus gets one in. Riczz gets one in. Far away.
There you go. That's pretty
guess
significant.
there. That's a significant amount of damage. Consus still on flawless. We're only on round 3, and Riczz is on 1,896 health. Time for round 4 now. Riczz really needs a comeback here.
Again, it's that moving experience showing from Consus. He knows what to look for in a Brazil round. He knows that the road he's on is probably going to have those kilometer markers with the road abbreviation, so he was looking out for that. And that's why he found it, and that's why Riczz skipped past it, because maybe he wasn't really on the lookout for that type of sign. So this one surely is not Kazakhstan. So I think it'll be Oman unless it's the UAE, but looks like Consus has some info. Can he use it in time?
Yeah, he only's got 5 seconds here. Is that gonna work out for him? We'll see.
He's a bit more west, and it works out.
Wow,
Might
he
be
must
game.
have found something. That's gonna win him the game. No, it doesn't. 196 points. I said it so confidently too.
Yeah, I said might be because I was like, oh, this is close. But imagine the comeback, though.
Imagine the comeback. It's doable. 3 times damage now, round 5. Consus, flawless. Riczz on his last breath.
Again, urban Nigeria usually a pretty good place to be for moving players because you get a lot of written info, and if you know how to use it, you're just going to be better. And I understand Riczz just going for the guess because he figures Consus, if he gives Consus time, Consus is just going to find information. So Riczz just sending it, saying a prayer, and we will see.
Yeah, let's look at different guesses here. We'll see who ends up being closer. It is
That's gonna be the game,
Consus.
isn't it?
Is that
That's
enough? That is now. It's the game. Consus. Flawless is the moving game.
Flawless victory from Consus. Again, really, really well played. Again, I think we all probably expected Consus to win the moving game again. He's known for his no move and NPC guesses, but also still an amazing all-around player. But Riczz, I think, again, considers himself an underdog. Definitely felt like an underdog in the moving game, but he still absolutely has a chance in these next couple of games, and we will see if he can make it happen.
Yeah, every player has made it to the league, and that's saying something in of itself. The talent is there, but again, Consus is such a scary opponent. That first ever World Cup winner. Not exactly an easy opponent to face.
Yep. Definitely one of the most well-rounded players in the league as well. Makes him really, really fun to watch.
Definitely. We might be having a little pause here. Maybe Riczz is having a little technical fix. We will see. But Consus seems poised, locked in.
Isn't he always?
Isn't he always? This is true. He's always so calm. You'd have breakfast with him at any of the GeoGuessr events. He's just chill, eating some melons. You ask him, "Hey, how are you feeling? Are you ready for these matches?" And he just goes, "Yeah, yeah."
He's always
And that's
ready.
it. We're having a little pause here. Riczz is having an internet issue. Honestly, hearing that he has that makes a little bit of sense because we did see in some of his moving, at least, that it was moving quite slow. So it's possible that was playing some sort of factor there. I was wondering why he was moving so slow, but internet makes sense. So we'll just have a quick pause here. Jake and I will yap away while we wait for Ricz's internet to return. Consus, I hope they tell Consus. They're like, or does he just get to sit there?
Yeah, he can probably, even if they don't tell him, he can probably figure out it's some sort of technical difficulty. Looks
Ricz's
like
back
Riczz
quick
is
though.
back.
He's ready to go. Consus, you've cracked your knuckles enough times. I think they're cracked.
Gotta be thorough.
Gotta make sure he's loose, ready to go, ready to play this no move game.
Riczz repping the Star Wars merch.
Ooh, is that what he's got on there?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is a little Star Wars hoodie by the looks of it. Love to see it.
That.
Seems the internet is back though. The cam's back, so we should be getting into this match pretty soon here. We will see. Again, the
knuckles
match
are cracked though.
Yeah, the
Riczz,
knuckles are
better
for
be
sure.
scared.
Yeah, Riczz, you gotta take some time. Crack your knuckles. Be ready. What I was gonna say though is, again, after this match, we will have a chance to watch RC Ocean Man on the main stream as well, which should be a very fun match, two of our American players here.
That'll be a great one too. Yep. RC is so scary. See if Ocean Man can make anything happen in that one.
Yeah, we're getting like two of our scariest competitors in this slot, Consus and then RC next, so fun stuff to come.
Amazing to watch these guys play. Especially, it's also amazing that just the longevity that they have. Like, they were top players years ago and they're still top players now. It's like they're just perennial contenders.
Yeah. RC had world records 5-6 years ago in this game, and he's still active. So insanely impressive. It seems we're in. It seems we're back. We're ready for no move. It's Consus versus Riczz. Hopefully that internet switch from Riczz helps him out. Possibly the panning looks a little smoother than before, so maybe it helped.
This one looking like, I don't know, Central Europe somewhere, probably? Yeah. Croatia, I like the guess. I thought it could be Croatia, Hungary, Slovenia, that kind of area of the world. Consus still deliberating, though.
Consus might be a little confused here. Let's see where he makes the guess. No, similar guess, both in Croatia. Not too far apart, but Riczz a little closer.
Croatia it is. Nice guess from both. And very little information in that round, so impressive to get the correct country.
We go to round 2 here. Maybe Riczz pulls a flawless now.
That would be quite something.
Maybe the tables turn.
This one looking like a Hungary with these holy poles that we have here. Again, you see these in Hungary, Romania, Poland, but usually they look a little different in Poland and Romania, so makes sense both players settling on Hungary here.
Both happening, just click on the name. Alright, no flawless from Riczz, that's okay. 57 points, but still, really not that big of a difference here. We go to round 3.
Oaxaca pavement? I think this is...
Ooh.
You see a lot of this sort of concrete, stone-tiled pavement in the state of Oaxaca in Mexico, which is exactly where Riczz is zooming in. Looks like Consus probably with a similar idea too.
Guessing quick from Riczz, putting the pressure on Consus. Only 8 seconds left for him to make a guess. He is considering Oaxaca. Oh, but he's going farther north. Jalisco. Wow.
Look at that. What?
Very far north.
That's crazy.
I think so. That's insane.
With the hand-picked nature of the locations, it makes sense that whoever's making the map is going to put some baity stuff in there. So it makes sense, I guess, that the Oaxaca pavement isn't necessarily going to be in Oaxaca.
You gotta love it for us, though, Jake. That's when we get the content, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the map makers, giving us the bait every once in a while.
So we have urban Turkey here. It's very hilly in this town, but there's almost no information at all. I mean, it's just trees and a couple of buildings. I would have guessed more north, maybe, which is where Consus is going. See if that pays off for him. Yeah.
Does work out, but still not too big of a difference, so only 200 points down to Riczz.
Riczz with the trusty Ankara hedge. When you don't know, just click the middle.
You click middle. We go round 5. Little Australia by the looks of it. We do have some Australian bollards there. The trees, the language, left side driving. All very indicative of Australia. Victoria, I guess, here from Riczz.
Looks like they both like Victoria here, yeah. I don't know if there's anything specific or if it's just kind of the general landscape and vegetation that they're using, but I do like the Victoria guess for sure. Makes a lot of sense.
Guessing quick from Riczz. Riczz has been making faster guesses here, which definitely showed when we got to take a look at the stats there. Consus taking a lot longer than most players.
Yep.
Riczz a little closer.
Even in no-move NMPZ, Consus tends to be very, very calculated. And you see players like MK, for example, they get an idea of where they are, they just send in 5 seconds. Consus, even if he has a good idea, he really likes to take his time and really think about it again, he knows this is going to be somewhere in southern Chile, but he's not just going to zoom immediately. He's just going to take his time, think about it. Or it's Argentina.
Wow.
Oops.
Tierra del Fuego.
Not the one place in Argentina that can look like this, but yes, that also makes a lot of sense.
Wow, really good guesses there, Riczz. A little closer, actually on the correct road. Consus kind of on it too, but just slightly off of it.
Yep, gotta know your roads in Tierra del Fuego. There's probably, what, 5 or 6 of them that are covered. So once you kind of know the coverage on all of those, then you kind of just know them. And as I clearly showed, I do not know my Tierra del Fuego roads, but one day I'll get around to learning them.
That's why we get to cast.
Exactly.
Looking at possibly in Indonesia here, we have a zoom from Consus. Looking at Java, which is interesting. We have a Sulawesi from Riczz. 4 times damage. This could be a really big point differential.
This is tricky, yeah. Consus, worth noting, an amazing Indonesia player, but he looks pretty confused. This is a very, very tough round. Switching to West Sumatra. Consus also in West Sumatra.
They both switch.
I could see it, for sure, with how mountainous it is.
Let's see here. Wow, Consus on it, but Riczz right there in West Sumatra as well. It's 800 points down to Riczz.
Consus showing his prowess in Indonesia there, but really good switch from Riczz, because again, he was in Sulawesi for a lot of that round. Ooh, Russia. Here we go.
This is going to be big points.
I would probably be near Chita here, perhaps? Or Tuva, something fairly east, because we have a lot of elevation in the background. The more east you go, the more mountains you get. But yep, Riczz zooming right into Chita here. Consus is a bit more west at the moment. The other place I thought it could be is the Tuva Republic, which is closer to where Consus is, so I mean, either could be right here. I'm not super sure. Consus now going closer to Chita, but he's still in Ulan Ude, thinking about Tuva.
Oh,
now he's in Tuva.
He moves it. This is going to be big points.
Anything, I think I might like Tuva better, but I'm not sure. This is... I think it's one of the two.
This is probably going to be the game here. Wow, Riczz is on it with 4.5 times damage. That wins him the game. We go to an NPZ.
Massive guess from Riczz. Huge for the confidence and huge for his place in the table as well. That's only the second individual game that Consus has lost in the entire league. So that's a big achievement for Riczz and definitely good for the mental.
Definitely very good. We did say this game would still be close, even though Consus is so impressive. Riczz taking that W.
So here we have wide lines in the center that are separated from each other, as well as very grainy pavement, which are both great clues for Texas. Both players know it's Texas.
We go next, round 2.
Interested to see what happens here, because again, Consus, I think he's only had to play NMPZ once, because he's won all of his other matches 2-0, so this is only his second NMPZ game. So we'll see, it's definitely going to put him to the test here.
Both players pretty close, though.
Similar areas in Mexico, yep. Wow.
Wow, very impressive stuff. Consus pretty much on it there, but Riczz just around the corner. Very
amazing
impressive.
What these players can do. I mean, 29 kilometers, all you had was a dry field with some shrubs in it. That is great stuff. This is interesting, though. This is Brazil. I want to say, well, I don't know. I do like the guess from Consus because I think we have the pole in the distance looks like it doesn't have supports. A lot of poles in Brazil have diagonal supports, but the further northeast you go, the fewer supports you get. So I do like the guess from both. It's very green, which is interesting. But yep, there you go. Oh, we lost Ricz's face cam again.
Oh, the face cam's gone. It's okay. Consus, great guess. It's so impressive how close both these players are every single round.
Yep. Using every single clue very, very effectively there. Because again, northeastern Brazil tends to be quite dry, but in those coastal areas, it can be quite green. So, just really awesome guesses from both. This is tough, though.
This is very tough. See, Riczz is taking the opportunity to maybe crack some knuckles. No, now he's going for a guess. Wow, we have an Argentina here from Riczz.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Definitely like it. We'll see it where Consus wants to go. Right now, he's just in the ocean.
Gosh, I could even see something like Europe here, although the trees are maybe a bit weird, but
Yeah, it's just
really tricky.
It's just that tree on the right there. Both players very confused. Timer running out. Only 10 seconds left to go. Consus has not placed anything down. He goes Argentina as well. They're actually very close to each other in Argentina. So if they both stay there, we shouldn't see too many points. It is farther south. It's La Pampa. But Riczz, a little closer.
Riczz was zoomed into Santa Rosa, I think, so he's maybe a bit frustrated with himself that he didn't stay there. But again, so impressive. A round like that, both players still end up converging on the right place.
Round 5.
Another tough one.
I like the Indonesia here.
I do too.
We do have some side sort of ditches there on the side of the road. Those are very common in Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yeah, the road is interesting. It almost looks concrete, but no, I'm not sure it is. I do like the Indonesia a lot, but I could see Malaysia too. Both are entirely possible. Yeah, Consus switching to Malaysia. I do like that a lot, honestly.
Yeah, both players very close, but Consus a little closer. Ends up being North Mainland Malaysia. That's 1,300 points down to Riczz. We go on to round 6.
The players just trading blows here. They're very, very even in NMPZ. And Riczz probably feeling a little more pressure. Is this... Oh boy, is this Greenland? Or no, it's Norway. Okay.
I like the Norway here.
This is tricky. Yeah. So
Lofoten here.
Riczz going for
Riczz.
Lofoten. I do like that, although again, coastal Norway is so tricky because it's just kind of, you get these sort of rocky, sort of bare mountains pretty much all along the coast, and it can be really hard, especially in an NPZ, to tell what part of the coast you're on. So this could be very consequential.
Yeah, Consus hasn't placed down a guess yet, so we'll see where he opts to go here. He's gone pretty central, Riczz farther north.
It's not even on land right now. Okay.
They end up pretty close to each other, actually, and it's
There you
just
go.
far south.
That's Norway in a nutshell right there.
Exactly what you were talking about there.
So tricky.
Go to round 7.
Botswana. Both players, I'm sure will know this. Question is where. See a lot of sort of dead trees here, which is a lot more common in the west of Botswana, where I think both players are, although they're zoomed really far in. It just looks like he's pretty specific off-road here.
Riczz very far west.
I could see it being there too. That area in the southwest, again, you get a lot of stuff like this. I'm no Botswana expert, but I could see either player being correct here. But Consus, wow, look at
What
that.
a guess from Consus. NMPZ. Amazing Botswana guess. Takes the game for him. Wow.